I am in awe by just the look at the beach and the resort. Different variation. You know, I was going to say, well, by the way, everybody, this is the first time Joel and I are meeting in person.
Hi, I'm Joel.
Oh, it's my time?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Joel.
That didn't go as, you know, it was supposed to, but welcome back to a very special episode of Crosstalk. Now, as you realize, the Joel Barbados and Joel Jamaica, we've decided that, you know what, it doesn't make sense having him in Barbados and not really exploring, you know, deep into the mind of Joel. First of all, we're at Sugar Bay, the very gorgeous, lovely Sugar Bay. How have you enjoyed Sugar Bay?
Yo, first of all, I am in awe by just the look at the beach and the resort. Because, I mean, yeah, you come from the islands and you have different variation. You know, I was going to say, you know, I had it there around here, so, you know, I'm going to say, you know what, let me just be a nice person and continue. But no, man, it's been amazing. Sugar Bay, the staff, the team here, they've been so nice. I got everything last night. I got to try one of the restaurants, the Japanese restaurant, got some good sushi. Then I met somebody who was talking to me about this lady in Jamaica. Her name is Donna, and she does a lot and give back. So that was a conversation starter, which was interesting. But it's been great. It's been fantastic. And I am hoping to explore more right after me don't talk.
Okay, no problem. Pause, because I'm not too sure. I can't see the green. Oh, the green light's still there. Yeah. Nah, right? I just get real concerned about audio. So I had to make sure the green light was still there. But first time in Barbados. I know that you've traveled the Caribbean a lot as well. What has your impression of Barbados been?
It's good. And let me tell you why. Because this year I've made it a responsibility to visit as many Caribbean islands as I can. I was in Grenada at the start of the year, and the opportunity came up to visit Barbados with InterCaribbean, so, you know, connecting us as well. By the way, everybody, this is the first time Joel and I are meeting in person, and we've been friends for years. Let me not state the obvious. It was very weird because both of us work in media. We have similar brand partnerships, and then, I mean, I have here now, but you can't see the resemblance, or you probably can, but yeah. But no, man, it's been great. I've been able to check out a couple of the spots that a lot of persons have been recommending. Of course, you know, with TikTok right now, you go on TikTok, you do a video. So, of course, some recommendations came in real time while I was here. Got to go to Oystins, which is a hot spot. It's been great. The accommodation has been great. And not only that, but also the team from the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. They have been incredible hosts.
Yeah, man,
trust me.
Thanks for the itinerary this week, guys. I mean, I'm tired, but thanks for the itinerary.
We've done a lot. We've done a lot.
All right, so that is Barbados. Let's take you back now towards home.
Yeah.
Jamaica. Yes, we work in similar industries. Yes, our paths have kind of been the same, but obviously they would have been different given that I've been in Barbados, you've been in Jamaica. So we can kind of dive into younger Joel.
Yeah.
Where you are now, is it where you always saw yourself in terms of trajectory, or, you know, did things change for you over time?
I think it's always been a steady progress and growth to where I am right now, but I always knew that I wanted to do something that had to do with chatting. You know, I was talking. And I remember being in grade 6, and there was it wasn't a career day, but it was like a development session where we had some folks come in and tell us about different, the industry and what we can do. And then there was a lady that had a list of careers on a cartridge paper. I remember it so vividly. A green cartridge paper with about 2 columns of careers. And I don't know, the word journalist jumped out to me. And I did some research, found out what that was. But I always saw the people on TV, but I never knew what the word was until I did that research. So for me, starting out on that foundation from I was very young in grade 6, which was almost 20 years ago. Wow, we're
old boy.
Damn, gosh, we're old. Yeah, almost 20 years ago. And to where I am at right now, I've always been focused to get there and putting in the different foundations. So even going into high school, I was a part of the debating society, the speech and drama club, foreign languages, and then moving on to university, I became a part of, I went to a specific institution, which is the Caribbean School of Media and Communication, because I remember the years before that I had this specific career in mind and I wanted to work towards it. And right now, you know, working in media and marketing, of course, marketing is not something that I knew until I got to the university level, high school level as well. And no, I think it's really just, I'm happy with the progress I've made, and I'm very grateful for the support system I had. but also, you know, it's important for you to thank yourself, because I think with the determination and the drive and the courage, right now being able to, at 30, have such a good command of the space that I'm in, with not only the respect from other players in the industry, but also the next generation looking on, is a good vibe.
I just want you to know this is
It's a
real
good vibe.
crazy. 'Cause I feel like you're talking to myself, right? Like that's true, because like wanting to chat, being a part of debating, you know, all these different things.
Yeah.
It's crazy to be honest. But I remember that you were on a phone call, I think 2 days ago. I wasn't being malicious, but you was next to me in the bus, and you were talking about the fact that you've actually made mistakes
Yep.
on this journey. You know, it's definitely not been smooth sailing. So you were understanding the perspective the person was coming from. What were some, I guess, of the early mistakes you made in this journey, or things that you might have taken for granted almost?
You know, that's a good one, Joel, because wow, that's so weird. Joel saying Joel. Oh, wow. That's going to take some time getting used to, you know. That's going to take some time getting used to. But I think, let me tell you, one of the mistakes, I wouldn't even consider them mistakes, bro. I consider them as learning lessons, and I think one of them would have been to be a little bit more patient with myself and my growth, because being in an industry where, one, you never really had many role models, you know, it's marketing, and you grow up learning to do careers that are the same traditional careers that we were exposed to, and not having like that kind of support at the early stages. I was a bit impatient until I got into the hands of some really good folks and mentors, I consider them, and learning about the industry, learning about what to do, learning about how to tackle it, how to handle it, how to be the best at it. And I wouldn't consider like being impatient as like a mistake, because I've seen where, yeah, I was impatient in a lot of situations and there was a ripple effect, but then I was able to catch back myself. But guess what happened? That was a learning lesson. You know, that was a learning lesson. And also, I don't know, I think I take every opportunity with the best learning experience I can get from it. And I've always cultivated a very positive mindset towards whatever situation that's there. So, starting a business, for example, I don't have one entrepreneurial bone in my body. And when I separated from my previous employers, thank God, this burst of energy and this burst of enthusiasm came, and I'm like, Joel, I don't want to own a business. I don't want to start a business. I don't want any of that. I pushed myself, and then again, you know, the impatience came back, because I'm like, this needs to start making money right now and thing, and then I had to like pull back again. I always had that mechanism where I pull back. So for me, like even something like that, taking risks, everything along that line, I've always considered to be learning experience. If there are a few failures, like, all right, then am I making the right hire? Am I going too quick? Am I growing too fast? But guess what happened? You can always make changes and you can always adjust as you move along. And I think because I've had that mindset of looking at everything from a positive standpoint, even things that others may consider a failure or a major step back, it's more like an opportunity and a learning opportunity for me.
The problem. So a lot of tidbits coming there in terms of advice. I said the water, you talk enough just now. But I guess a lot of what we have,
see, the man popular, you know. The man popular.
That's my tailor.
Oh,
yeah. But a lot of what we get, I guess, in our industry is young folks asking us questions, you know, being
yes.
curious about the career, and I guess moments and pieces of advice. You actually gave some there when you were talking about, I guess, not the mistakes, but the moments where you've learned. So in this phase of the chat now, especially in the marketing field, because you are a lot deeper into the marketing than I am,
yeah,
you know, for those youngsters who are, I guess, curious about the industry, looking to get into the industry, you know, just have a passion for it, what are you telling them right now in this new age of marketing?
You have to be steadfast and you have to put in the work. You know, if you follow my TikTok, don't. Even though it's at Nomdarkam, but don't. I try to do a lot of raw, unfiltered lessons for the next generation to understand that You have to put in the work. We are living in an age where everything is instantaneous and claim to fame can be quick and it can happen overnight. You just put up some foolishness and by next week you're at the Grammys. You know what I mean? But it takes work. You have to put in the work because at the end of the day, your work and your craft is what's going to really be able to push you further. Let's say, for example, you have a viral moment Monday. Okay, what's in the back for Wednesday and Thursday and Friday? You know, how do you ride that viral wave? And I think a lot of it has to do with even looking at some stories with people who are like at the peak at what they're doing right now, and the fact that they've been consistent for like 10 years, 15 years, 5 years before. But what new age people need to see is that it takes work. You also have to be invested, and you also have to make sure that if you're looking to partner with people or network with people or benefit from relationships and networking, you also have to bring something to the table. So my biggest, like, you know, mode of empowering the next generation is to just tell them, you have to put in the work. You have to. Because otherwise, you're going to get doubtful at every step that you take when something doesn't work out in your favor, or you're not going to be at a certain level where you can think through and, you know, make really good decisions because you're not familiar with some of the back work that goes into it. So put in the work, build your craft. You have to be respectful, and you also don't just look to network up. And in networking up, I mean, don't look to just associate with somebody because you believe that they're there. There's so many other people at the lateral level that can contribute significantly to your growth. So put in the work. That's my main one. Do not network up alone. Look beside you. Look below you, you know, to see who else you can bring up, because there's so many different ways in which you can gain knowledge and understanding. But put in the work. It's not an easy thing. You don't just see things and you want to achieve that and believe that, yeah, it might happen overnight, but then it happens overnight. What is in the long run for you? What else is there? What other steps you're going to take to make sure that this brings benefit to you? So that'll be my encouragement to them. Everybody just quick and want to get these quick things and quick money and quick put in the work. I know that sound that I Jamaican.
But as I say, you know, nobody want to plant the corn, but everybody want to raid the barge.
Yes.
I know a little music too, you know.
Yeah.
But this is the part of the interview now where we flip the script. Because I am Joel, this is Joel, so no Joel get a chance to interview Joel.
Oh!
Yeah.
All right, firstly, this is so weird because I also have 2 beach chairs. Bro, we have the same slippers. The slippers are out the frame.
Yeah.
This is weird. When this dude came to Jamaica, again, thanks to InterCaribbean for connecting us, I went into the bathroom and I said, because I have a leather pouch. He has a leather pouch. And then we have a specific eye cream. That's crazy. Anyway, my question to you, you know, one of the things about this trip is that the first thing I told the BTMI is that that's the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. is that I want to go out and do some conversations with some young people. So both of us went to
Pinelands, yeah.
And we had a good chat with about over 30 boys. I want to know for you, in that moment when you were able to talk to them and talk about your book and let them know that, you know, the situation will become better the moment you start to put in work. What was going through your mind in that moment talking to that young group?
Honestly, I don't even know, because like the words were just flowing, because obviously I did not going there with the intention of saying what I said. But for me, every time I get a chance to speak, I want to make sure that it's the words I'm supposed to say. Hence why I try not to overthink any moment. Just allow the moment to take me where it goes. But honestly, as the words were flowing out and I saw that, you know, they were actually eating up what I was saying, in the sense that they were curious, it just filled me with pride almost, because it's like I'm able to look back and say, hey, I was that age and I actually had no clue, you know, what I wanted to do. I was just talkative, like primary school too talkative, secondary school too talkative, getting put out the class, you know, Joel, you know, disrupts others type of a scenario. But I was able to see how even that helped me in the end, because funny enough, my career now is literally connecting with people, making them laugh, you know, helping them to understand my journey. And I was doing that every single day in class, you know, and I was doing that when I got to university. And funny enough, I started out in journalism as well. Yeah, I started
Oh,
writing.
that's new.
No, yeah, you did. Oh, sorry, yeah, you did that. So my first actual job was as a journalist because I was writing before I was talking.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. So I started as a journalist, and then journalism gave me the chance to get in front of the camera. But yeah, so in that moment, I'm able to kind of process all of that, and hence why I'm able to tell those young boys, yeah, though, like life is hard, but life is not impossible, and it's
yeah,
really just about always one believing in yourself because it starts with that base, you know. A lot of people think it starts with that understanding of what you want to do, but truly it starts with your understanding of yourself. And once you have that grounding, then it allows you to go into the world. Because if you don't have an understanding of yourself or a belief in yourself, regardless of whatever it is that you're doing, somebody's going to make you doubt, you know, that this is not for you. But once you have that grounding in yourself, then
yeah,
that's what helps you keep going on and keep pushing. So it's like I'm able to, when I'm talking to those young boys, reflect on all of that and reflect on the mistakes that I have made and the fact that they've made me better to this stage, and can say, you know what, hey guys, as long as you want to have that understanding of yourself, as long as you believe in yourself, and as long as you're willing to put in that work.
yeah,
Because as you mentioned, you know, a lot of people are not willing to put in that work. So like I mentioned to them, yo, talking in my kitchen at 1 o'clock in the morning is me investing in my ability to now talk in front of the camera and to interview everybody else, you know. And
yeah,
as long as you're willing to actually do that and to push past, you know, what is expected of you and push to what you expect of yourself, then you can get it done.
yeah. And I mean, for even the book that you recently released, again, that's and guys, I'm also working on a children's book. This is just which Joel is a part of, right? I'm doing a children's book that focuses on 30 careers that the next generation can pursue, and it's all careers that are non-traditional.
So funny enough, right?
Yeah.
30 careers, life at 30.
Oh shoot. I don't know, but yeah, back to the book. You know, you've put together a really great anthology of writings that you would have put together while experiencing your journey from 25 to
Mm.
you know and beyond. You know, picnic go for this, so nobody come over here, so. Some children. Oh, back to the profession. Sorry, whoa. Jesus God. Anyway,
He could go on the hammock, is right? Yeah.
parents need to come sign waiver. Anyway, so back to that, like in putting those words together and you know being very raw and honest about your journey, what do you hope for people to take away from your writing?
Huh. What do I hope for people to take away from my writing? Honestly, that life, they're really much easy about life. That life is literally a journey, you know. And the fact that one, it took me 5 years to write that book. And the funny thing about it is that I didn't start writing the book at 25 in the sense of actually physically
Yeah.
writing it. I was writing that book from the time I was like 13, 14, 15, walking through life and just writing down notes in my phone, notes that I never expected to actually make their way into a public space. But really and truly, it's just about the ability to challenge minds. And that's what, you know, I'm hoping to do through my
Yeah.
book. And I say at the very beginning, you know, the opportunity to just challenge minds in the sense that, hey, you're seeing me at my happiest, you're seeing me at my saddest, you're seeing me when, you know, I am trying to make something of myself in terms of a career, and you're seeing me when I have actually made it but still not made it. Because
Yeah.
yes, I have been able to tick certain things off of my list, but my list actually is still being written, and it's to continue going out there, because at no stage am I satisfied. Yes, you know, I'm happy with the various moments of success that I have, but I'm not satisfied because, you know, if I'm going to challenge people, I have to continue challenging myself. So what I want people to get out of my book is that, you know, like life is made up of so many different moments, and it's up to you how you allow those moments to shape you and to define you at the end of the day, and to really take those moments and to add them to their own personal story and let those moments either motivate them, make them happy, you know. And it's okay to be sad as well, because that's why I'm so open and honest in my book. Because people tell me, yo, it sounds as if I'm talking to them in my book, and that's what I want it to happen, so that it's as realistic as possible. So yeah, it's okay to be sad
Yeah.
as well, because those moments of sadness remind you of where you wanted to go. And you know, it's like, okay, you know, in this moment, yes, I am down in this moment. I'm not where I want to be, but it's not the end of my journey just yet, because I say in my book, as long as you have life, you have a chance to go again the very next day or the very next minute, you know. So all those things are what I'm hoping for people to get out of my bubble. Ultimately, just to live a life that, you know, you could be happy to remember at the end of it, and not a life that, you know, you've made $1 million or $1 billion, but that you've made a million memories that, you know what, hey, I'm happy that I've lived this life.
Yeah. Do you also have any moments of failure that you think was a big definition to the man that you are today?
For sure. For sure. And one quote jumps out into my mind, which is that the opportunity is not the greatest thing to happen to you. What you do with the opportunity will be. And funny enough, I wrote that quote right in front of what was probably the biggest opportunity that I got. And I put it up and I reminded myself of it, and I got sent home from that opportunity. Like, the people sent me home. Like,
Pack your bag?
Yeah, pack my bag and send me home.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
And it was a situation where I was right and wrong all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it taught me that, all right, Joel, like, even though you can be right, how you say you are right matters as well in the moment. And it was at a stage where my ego was like, yo, like,
yeah,
through the roof type of scenario, because it's like, yeah, though, like, I arrived though, like, yeah, you know, that young upstart type of mentality, you know, I had that, and it really knocked me off of my pedestal. And I literally had to grind and grind and grind and grind. And I had to get to the stage where I was comfortable enough to admit I made a mistake, to then find myself getting past that moment. Because for a very long time, I was like, I'm not wrong. I wasn't wrong. Like, you know, like I said, I was right and wrong all at the same time. And for a very long time, I was like saying, nah, Joel, you was right though. Like, then people didn't know what to say, you know, type of a scenario. And I remember it led me to a stage where I started talking to a lot of young people, because I wasn't getting the big opportunities anymore. I was now talking at the lower opportunities, so to speak. And, you know, I was in front of some children at a secondary school at a camp. And it was a case of, they were children who you would say were troubled, weren't doing well at school, whatever. And it was literally, I remember in that school hall that I admitted to them my biggest mistake. I remember when I said that, it was like if a burden was almost lifted off of my shoulders. It was like, yo, I finally got into the place that I have accepted that I played a part in my own demise. And then that almost empowered me to be able to empower them, essentially. Because honestly, I tell people that my ability to talk to people helps me as well, because I have to be as honest as I can be to help them. And if I'm honest with myself, that's when I really make a lot of progression, a lot of growth.
Yeah.
You know, so from that moment where I told myself that I was right and wrong, but then accepted that I was wrong, and allowed that to actually kind of set a platform for me to actually grow after that. Yeah, then so that mistake, that was what really, I guess, was a defining factor for my career and my ability to, one, be humble where I am now, and to know that I could get knocked off of any pedestal that, you know, is built up for me out there.
And that's a good learning lesson. And that's why I think it's important for us to be in positions where we can talk to the next generation, give them the unfiltered way in which some of the experiences that we've had and what we did to kind of do that. And a big part of all of this is really community as well. When we talk about community, we're talking about having the right people in your circle, having the right people who are there to support, but also having the right people who are going to tell you, so what you did was foolishness, right? And those are some of the best kind of advice you can get. And, you know, sometimes, as I said before, we're living in a world where there's a cross-section of so many different moving parts. You're looking at real life, like us right here. You're looking at online, where people also have their version of what you should be looking like and living like. Then you also have the business side of things that you also have to deal with. Yeah, everybody have their personal family and personal lives. And that is why I also always encourage people, like, just be compassionate, because you don't know what some people are experiencing in a moment. Just always try to see how you can help and uplift, and be grateful and mindful and all of that, you know. And I'm very happy that we're able to have. Oh, may I close out the show?
Yeah,
close
the show. Go ahead.
It's a Joel thing.
Nah, go ahead, close the show.
I was very happy that, you know, you're providing the platform for folks to cross-talk, to talk about them journey. And trust me, Joel, I am, like, as another Joel, I'm very proud of your growth. And
as another Joel,
you know, see everything coming to the forefront and all that. And hopefully, I don't know, we're talking right now, we're like, yo, I think as a marketer, as a media and marketer, like, we're trying to see how we can.
Yeah, Joel times 2 somewhere else, you know.
Somewhere else, you know.
We at Sugar Bay, and you know, we head over to another bay, you know,
another bay.
So Joel times 2 takes on the world, you know.
Dominica would look nice.
Yeah, we could 2 chairs in Dominica.
Yes, right there in Russell.
Yeah.
Like a basseteer over St. Kitts, you know?
Jeez, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You been to Turks and Caicos?
No, I haven't. I heard there's a dolphin in Turks and Caicos named Joe. As well, so Joe, and Joe. Yeah, we come with Joe.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Crosstalk by Joel. Joel, man.
He has now stolen my show.
Presented
Close
by
it. Go
Joel,
ahead.
man.
Presented by Joel, and their guest was Joel. And yeah, and honestly, cheers, bud.
Yeah. I don't know where you're going. You're going to big love talking and all sorts of stuff. Big up yourself, Sugar Bay.
Another wrap.